So 2023, it's been a year of highs.
It's been a year of lows.
It's been a year of frustrations.
But all in all, it's been a fantastic, positive running year for both of us.
That's right, and in this video, we're going to take you through all the races we've done in 2023 as we review the highs, the lows and the uglies.
So sit back and relax as we take you through the journey from January till December.
And if you stick around to the end of this video, we'll take you through what our plans are for the first few months of 2024. So across the year, I completed 12 all-in races.
And I completed 13.
So what we thought we'd do is break the year into 4 different sections which broadly represent the different training blocks and training cycles we went through in 2023.
So from January to April, my training was focused on the Manchester Marathon. I put in a really good training block during that time and my mileage got up to 70 miles per week. During those months, I also ran my fastest 10-mile race in years at the Snake Lane 10, which was in February, I think. And I also did a progressive 20-mile run at the Knighton 20, where I broke my club record. Although that was a training run, it was a really strong run. And had I run a marathon that day, I think I would have broken 3:30.
Probably.
So sadly, on the day it didn't go right. And if you've seen our previous videos, you will see that at Manchester, I did not finish.
But not to be deterred, you entered the Milton Keynes Marathon for 2 weeks after, I believe, and
I did not finish.
So a great start to the year for you in terms of training and a couple of build-up races, but come marathon day, it just wasn't happening, was it?
No, it wasn't. And unfortunately, just after Milton Keynes, I got COVID.
So for me, the first part of 2023 was really the years the locusts have eaten. I got injured, I think it was a hamstring injury, through most of February, and had to sack off the idea of doing a marathon. However, by March, there were the green shoots of revival. I ran the Knots 10 with Dawn, my first longish run back, and then a few weeks later we had a weekend down in Essex. Mersey Island Park Run, the first park where I felt I could actually push a little and run a bit progressively. Loved that event. And then on the Sunday after that, we ran the Colchester 15 as a training run, but I was hugely delighted to be able to get back to running 15 miles.
One of the wettest races I think we've ever done.
And also my birthday weekend. So that was a nice present to actually be able to start to look positively forward to the rest of 2023. So after the hit and miss nature of the first part of the year, we then went into the period between May and August, focusing on a summer of speed and trying to work at getting 5k times down.
So yes, I went into that summer of speed hoping to go under 21 minutes for 5k, because at the end of my marathon training block, I actually did run 21 dead at the Pool Park Run. Actually, it was sub 21 on my watch. That counts, doesn't it, guys? So it was a little bit hit and miss for myself. However, I did do a few races that I was really pleased with. One was the Sale Sizzler, where I ran, I believe, 21, I'm going to say 21:13, but we'll put it up on the screen. And I actually was surprised at how quickly I ran there, so that was a real bonus. I then ran a really good 5k at the Dereham 5k, the fastest I've run at that race in a few years, because it's a race that we do annually. So when I say it was hit and miss, let me take you to the Doncaster 5k. It was on a very, very hot evening. I think it was 35 degrees, and I entered the wrong wave. There was 2 waves, A and B. The A obviously being for the faster runners. I entered the A wave. What happened next?
Well, what happened next was you were adrift of the pack by about 200 metres, and I gallantly stuck with you and sacrificed my undoubted PB I would have got in 35-degree heat on a Friday evening, pace around to face-saving sub-22.
Yes, I remember it well.
But the day after that experience, we had a little bit of fun at the Buxton Carnival 4-mile race, where you finished 3rd, I believe, overall.
That's right, yeah, that was a really fun event to do. It was really fun. So, my summer of speed didn't quite bring that sub 21 5k that I wanted, but in all, it was great fun and I really enjoyed it, and I hope that it's something that we do again this year, next year. And another bonus of the summer is we did some road relays with our club, and my team, which was a female 45 team, picked up the gold medal.
So for me, the summer of 2023 was the best running period I've had in about 10 years. I set a marker at Market Race and Park Run in June, I believe, of 20:39 for 5k. So I had it in my head I was going to break 20 minutes during that summer period. Like Dawn, really enjoyed the Sail Sizzler 5k, the Deerham 5k, which I've done every year since its inception, and was gradually working towards breaking 20 minutes at the Mid-Cheshire 5k at the end of August. Result, 20:01. So that was one of the frustrations of the year. I trained really well. I did 50 miles a week in, week out, didn't miss a day of running. Had a couple of really positive experiences as well at the No Walk in the Park 5k in Chesterfield, a little race we love, and I gradually felt my fitness getting better and better and better, but at the end of the day just missed out on my target time by 2 seconds. So I think it's fair to say during that period, although I didn't hit a 9 or 10 out of 10 for any race, I had loads of 8 out of 10 experiences and thoroughly enjoyed it. Also thrown in there a couple of faster park runs, including a lovely run out at Exmouth by the seaside. So, exhilarated by my success over the summer, I thought I could do an 8-week training block and be ready to do a marathon in the middle of October, the Yorkshire Marathon. So how did that period go for me? Well, I actually managed to get some decent long runs in. I managed to do my first 20-mile run. In fact, I think I did 3 or 4 20-mile runs. The first time I've been able to achieve that distance for several years, so really pleasing. During that period, I ran the Knutsford 10k, did my fastest 10k time since 2018, I believe, 41:47, and I had a nice run round with Dawn at the Humber Coastal Half Marathon, although I didn't race it. So there I was, all ready to go and complete my first competitive marathon for over a decade. And what happened next? Sadly, a DNF. Hamstring went at about 16 miles and we had a long wait for the injury bus, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
To get us back to the start.
Back, yeah.
However, the big highlight for me in that period was I finally did manage to break that 20 minutes for 5k at the No Walk in the Park 5k in Chesterfield. That happened to be 6 days after I run my fastest 10k time for several years, and a week before I was planning to run the Yorkshire Marathon. So what possibly could go wrong? And the pleasing thing is, the No Walk in the Park 5k, although it's a decent course, isn't as fast as some of the ones I tried to go under 20 minutes in the summer.
So for me, the 8-week block was a success. I had a purple patch. I had my fastest 10k in a decade at the Knutsford 10k with a low 43 minutes. Also at the Knutsford 10k, I qualified for England Masters. So, oh gosh, my hair's going in my mouth. So that was a success. And I had a successful half marathon at the Humber Half Marathon. I think it was 1:37, but we'll put the time up on the screen. At the Humber Half Marathon, I qualified for England Masters and again had a successful run. Then finally, a trip down to Abingdon saw me nail my marathon on the 3rd attempt. With the first in my age category in a 3:31, not quite the time I was hoping for. But you know what? I was just happy to nail a marathon after 2 failures.
And that brings us to the last couple of months of the year, which have been pretty low-key, haven't they?
Yes, that's right. I've been in marathon recovery, so it's been nice just to run for running's sake.
Yeah, you did the 1:10k, didn't you? Pretty low-key, Gainsborough and Morton.
Yeah, that's right. That was just a few weeks after the marathon. Nothing to write home about, but I enjoyed it.
I did the same race again, hard tempo effort just to go and support a local race that we've not done before. But the season's finale for me came last week at the Telford 10k, where I managed to put to rest the demons of last year, where I finished second to last in wave 2. Finished about 8th from last this time, but a much stronger run, progressive, picking people off, and a season's best 10k time of 41:32, which again meant I had run my best 10k time for over 5 years. So onwards and upwards at the end of the year. So that wraps up our 2023. 25 races between us and plenty of other events we entered and ran round as training runs, for example Hatfield Broadoak down in Essex.
Exactly.
Good one, the Durham 10 down in Norfolk, so really pleasurable days out. So next year, 2024, What is that going to bring?
Yes, 2024, how exciting. So we've both entered the Manchester Marathon, so from January through to April, our focus is going to be on obviously training and putting those miles in to get us to the start line and hopefully to the finish.
On this occasion. Actually, you say entered. When did people stop entering races and start booking them? Because I notice most people these days say they've booked a race, whereas we always used to enter them. Was it when online entries became a thing? I don't know. Let us know. Do you book races? Do you enter them? Or even do you book tickets for races, which I've seen some people do? So yeah, Manchester Marathon revisited, and in the build-up to the Manchester Marathon, we have entered, stroke booked, delete according to choice, 2 tune-up races. The first one being the Brass Monkey Half Marathon at York on the 21st of January. The second one being the Trafford 10K in early March, I think. And we'll be looking to run a fast 10k time there.
Again, 2 fast courses, apparently.
And somebody on this channel has a significant birthday next year, and just a few days before that significant birthday is going to be doing one of the best races in the UK for the first time.
That's correct. I want to do the national cross country. Now, I've done many cross country races over the years. I've run for my club, local cross countries. I've even done county cross country and successfully made it to the inter-counties cross country. But the one cross country that I've never done is the nationals.
And it's taking place next year somewhere in Shropshire. So we are going to make sure Dawn gets entered, and we'll bring you a video of the National Cross Country Championships 2024. And hopefully following that marathon we'll dive into summer of speed, but not before we've seen Dawn run for England in the Great Birmingham 10k in May.
So we hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, please give us a thumbs up and a like, and if you haven't already subscribed, we'd love you to do so. If you have subscribed, please stick around and come on that journey with us in 2024.
And if you'd like to see a couple of the races we've done this year, I shall put up my Telford 10k from last week and Dawn running the Humber Coastal Half Marathon to qualify for England Masters.
So until next time, keep on keeping on.
Keep on keeping on.